Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Collins. I'm here in Casper, Wyoming. I am teaching from my house tonight so that I do not glitch. So I'm praying I do not glitch tonight, everyone. If I do, there will be someone that will take over. So don't worry about that. All right, guys. So for those of you that are new here, there's a few things about how this workshop will go. It's helpful to have a pen and paper ready to take notes and write down some questions. We love to honor your time. It's very valuable. So this workshop will be about an hour long, sometimes shorter. You'll want to stay on until the end because there will be a giveaway. It's a really helpful gift. You guys are going to love it. And we'll be using the chat feature throughout this workshop. So let's go ahead and warm it up by clicking on that chat button and tell us where you're from. So tell us your first and last name and where you guys are joining us from. All right. Oh, what's happening? You just want me to wait? Am I waiting, Candace, for the slide?
My screen's not sharing. Haley, we always have to have some technical glitch. Did you give permission for me to share?
Everybody has permission to share.
Everybody has permission, huh? There it goes. Now do you see it?
I do.
Okay. Let me go to slideshow. There we go. All right. I think we're ready to go. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. So everybody sees the screen. Thumbs up. Okay. So we always want our workshops to be personal and helpful for you. So let's start with a personal assessment for you and your family. So what areas of your health would you like help with? So we're going to comment in the chat, like I talked about, the numbers representing the areas you or someone in your household struggle with. So number 1 will be digestive issues. Number 2 is headaches, pain, and inflammation. Number 3 is immunity issues. Number 4 is stress and anxiety. Number 5 is energy and stamina. Number 6 is sleep issues. And number 7 is blood sugar regulation. So I think you'll be excited at the many options you have to take care of root issues for your health. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to go look at 2 different approaches to health as we begin this workshop. So before we do, I want to share a few studies with you. The FDA estimates that 200,000 Americans are hospitalized every year because of overdoses and side effects of NSAIDs. So that's non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as Advil, ibuprofen, and aspirin. They're also the cause of thousands of deaths per year. So even Tylenol is known to cause liver damage if used in excess. If you'd like the supporting study, just let one of us know or who invited you here to know. So I share this info because it reflects our modern approach to medicine. In the modern approach, we turn to pills and prescriptions as a primary solution to address physical problems and symptoms. These can have dangerous side effects and even risk of addiction. Because this approach often focuses on symptoms, root causes can often get overlooked. So in addition, we're looking at $6.5 trillion spent each year on global healthcare. Are we healthier is the question? Check out the natural approach. In that approach, we focus on the root causes, and we use a plant-based approach because our body recognizes those plant resources. So now we're going to shift gears and look at disease. So there are 3 main factors that cause disease in the body: nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Sorry, my computer is glitching. Come on, little buddy. There we go. All right, so now we're going to nutrition is at the core of our immune function. When our nutrition buckets in our body are filled, we function optimally with energy, clarity of thinking, good mood, great sleep, and little to no inflammation. According to the Environmental Working Group, so you're going to look at that chart, 95% of U.S. adults are deficient in vitamin D, 94% are deficient in vitamin E, 61% are deficient in magnesium. That's really sad. The nutrition buckets in our body are not full, which means most of us do not have a great baseline health. The results of nutrition deficiency varies by body, but I'll list a few for you. So inflammation, headaches, lack of sleep, foggy thinking, lack of energy, digestive issues. Poor nutrition is the #1 cause of poor health. So what causes inflammation? The biggest contributors are sugar. It's nearly in everything we consume now. Stress and lack of sleep, toxins in our environment, and bad oils such as vegetable or canola. Chronic inflammation is linked to diseases like autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular diseases like high blood pressure and heart disease, gastrointestinal disorders like inflammatory bowel disease, headaches, metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes, lung diseases like asthma, mental illnesses like depression, and joint pain. So let's talk about toxic load in the body. So toxic load is the third area where we're looking at a source for disease and refers to the chemicals in our body that build up from our environment, processed foods, pesticide use, and personal care products. So the Product Safety Commission tested and found 150 cleaning chemicals that are linked to ADD, asthma, cancer, reproductive problems, respiratory problems, and more. We can't always control what we come in contact with outside the home, but we can make smarter choices in our homes. So what do we do with all this? I'm now going to introduce Jules.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Hey, everybody. My name is Jules. I'm actually coming to you tonight from Reno, Nevada. I have just a little bit about me before we jump right into this next slide, just so you know that I'm not flying by the seat of my pants here. I've been in the holistic wellness space for over 30 years. So this has been my jam to talk about supplementation and these upcoming slides. So I'm super excited to get to share that with you tonight. So let's look at this slide that we have up on the screen right now. And I want you to look at that left-hand side and just know that I'm about ready to offer you your first health solution to what we can do to eliminate some of that stuff that Sarah was just talking about. So let's look at the supplement industry. Take a look at that right or the left side of the screen, and let's go to the chat feature here, and let's talk about who here uses a supplement. Doesn't matter what it might be, but do you go to the store? Do you buy a supplement? So throw that in the chat if you use supplements that you go pick up at your local pharmacy somewhere or Walmart or wherever you might shop. I'm having trouble seeing the chat, so. I see people saying that they take LLV, Candace, vitamin D, nice, vitamin D. 1 a day, Julie, yeah, so many of us did. Okay. So here's what we want to look at. When we look at that left side of the screen, you see that contaminants detected there. A study by the FDA, our FDA, from 2007 to 2016 detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements produced by 146 different companies. And if you want a resource to that study, again, like Sarah said on the earlier one, reach out to whoever invited you here because it's something that is out there for everyone to see. So we can send you the link to that if you want it. A study in another study of 3 leading memory supplements, they found that 2 of them didn't even contain the active ingredients listed on the label. The supplement industry is not heavily regulated. They contain lots of fillers, lots of binders, and not much of the actual ingredient. So if you've had some reservation or hesitation as to whether or not your product is working or not, you're not alone. And this information that we're sharing actually supports that. As I mentioned, the supplement industry is not heavily regulated. And I'd like to share a story from a fellow wellness advocate whose son works at a health food store. And so in talking about this whole picture here, he was telling his mom that if a supplement has been on the shelf, or that is on the shelf, has been tested and found to be missing the active ingredient, the store has 9 months to remove that from the shelf. So I think it's probably pretty common sense to know that the store isn't going to pull that from the shelf right away. They're going to try and get their money back. So just know that they have 9 months to pull a supplement that is known to not contain any of the active ingredients. The next part that we want to talk about is our standard American diet is super deficient in most vitamins and nutrients. So it is necessary to supplement to make sure that our bodies get what they need to function properly at a baseline level. So let's look at our lifelong vitality line. I love this line so much. doTERRA is known for its safe and effective essential oils. But did you know that Lifelong Vitality and the supplement lines is doTERRA's best-selling product? It addresses, the Lifelong Vitality addresses the three areas that we just mentioned: nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Think of this line as the necessary foundation of your health house. In addition, this line helps support the cleansing and filtering out of toxins. And there are 3 supplements in this line. We have a food nutrient, a cellular repair, and the omegas. This line is our micronutrient line. Lifelong Vitality fills the nutrient buckets in our body. It contains powerful antioxidants to help protect our DNA. It's made with whole food ingredients, and they're 95% bioavailable for your body. The average supplement is only 20 to 30% bioavailable. So you're going to get way more absorbability and benefit out of these with that 95% bioavailable. This product has gotten more people off of their over-the-counter and prescription drugs more than any other product that doTERRA sells. So I know that Candace has, I'm going to ask Candace to jump in here, because Candace has a great testimonial about Lifelong Vitality. She doesn't know that I'm asking her to jump in here, but Candace, if you would you jump in and just tell everybody your story about migraines and Lifelong Vitality?
Sure, I'd be happy to, Jules. My name is Candace, and I also have been with using doTERRA products since 2015. So I've used them for a very long time, and I'm very, very passionate about doTERRA and their products. So here's my story and why Lifelong Vitality is my very favorite product ever, because it actually really changed my life. So I used to suffer from debilitating migraines, you know, the kind where you're like curled up on the couch and you can't move, your head's pounding so hard, and I couldn't function. I finally got prescription medication. I mean, this went on for years. And I finally got some prescription medication that helped me with the migraines. I could at least function, but that prescription meds came with a lot of side effects. And I actually called it my zombie medication because that's what I felt like. I just felt like I wasn't really present. And so this went on, like I said, for years, and I started using Lifelong Vitality actually very far into my doTERRA journey. And I was using the supplements, and oh my gosh, I felt great. I had tons of energy. These supplements do so many things for you. But what I found is over several months of consistent use, I started having fewer and fewer migraines. And so by the time I went in for my annual checkup the following year, after I started using them, I no longer had migraines and I no longer needed any prescription medication. So like I said, it was just totally life-changing for me.
Candace, thanks so much. And I know I put you on the spot there, but thanks for sharing that. I love that testimony. I've never had a migraine in my life, but I love that because I've had lots of clients over the years that have had migraines, and I could help them, but I couldn't help them like I can help them now with this. And your testimony makes all the difference in the world when I share that with people. So thanks for jumping in and doing that even at the spur of the moment. Okay, so I want you guys to look at this next slide, and I'm going to just kind of walk you through it. So this is clinical trials that were based on blood work that was taken before and after people started lifelong vitality. It was 2 months that people were on lifelong vitality. The subjects took those and they continued with their normal diet and exercise program. So if you look at that slide, you'll see that there was statistically, with the people that were on this lifelong vitality for 2 months, they had statistically had significant improvement in their blood lipids, in their fasting insulin levels, cardiovascular biomarkers like CBC, blood lipids, blood sugar, electrocardiogram, echocardiogram, or ultrasounds of the heart. They had reduced triglycerides in their blood. They also had less cellular inflammation. They also showed really positive effects on biochemical indicators of cardiovascular health. Their antioxidant levels were improved, inflammation was improved, and blood glucose regulation was improved. And they had overall improvement with mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, and even overall happiness scores, basically. So I take lifelong vitality every single day, have done it for years as well, and I consider it as part of my food budget. It costs less than a cup of coffee at my local coffee shop. And if I purchase it through the customer rewards program, which everybody can do, you also get points that you can use then for future orders. So those points work just like dollars. So you can end up getting products for free. We can't talk about foundational nutrition without talking about a healthy gut. And so if you want to focus on your gut specifically, lifelong vitality paired with PB Restore and TerraZyme is our highest recommendation. The gut plays a vital role in our overall health and well-being, and it's often called our second brain. It's vital in everything from our weight to our immune function to our mental wellness. doTERRA's PB Restore Probiome Complex is our patented dual-chambered capsule and delivery system. Its unique formulation has 30 pre, pro, and postbiotics that help restore microbial diversity and balance in our gut. With this unique, sorry, I got a hair in my eye here. This unique dual encapsulation delivery system is key. It protects the sensitive probiotics, those cultures, from the stomach acid, and it helps to deliver it safely to where it needs to be in our gut. The 18 billion colony forming units, or CFUs, that you see on probiotics, they're good bacteria, and they consist of 24 different active cultures, an unparalleled variety of carefully selected strains from 22 different species for exceptional microbial diversity. It maintains healthy intestinal microflora balance. It supports healthy digestive and immune function. It supports GI tract health, especially intestines and colon, and it also supports optimal metabolism and food absorption. Bottom line, when you have a healthy microbiome with good bacteria, bad bacteria has a much harder time doing its dirty work. So then when we pair PB Restore and Lifelong Vitality with TerraZyme, TerraZyme is a digestive enzyme. So it includes a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion. It can be taken with every single meal. That's what I do. It supports healthy digestion and metabolism. It supports conversion of food nutrients into cellular energy, and it promotes gastrointestinal comfort and food tolerance. And it has 10 active whole food enzymes in there. I do not leave home without these two products, ever. All right, so we have diabetes and sugar in the body as well. And this is where we're going to jump back into the chat, because I want all of you to just weigh in the chat. See that first question there on the screen? I want you guys just to take a guess. What percentage has diabetes increased in America since 1960? Just throw it in the chat what you think it's increased since 1960. So basically 63 years. 119%, Julie. Okay, who else is throwing things in there? Sorry, you said 200, I think. Anyway, Here's your answer. And for some of you, it may be really shocking. Haley, 1,000, you're close. You're the closest. It's 700%. It's increased 700%. So, second question. How long does it take the average American today to consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors did 200 years ago that they would have consumed in a full year's time? So how much are we eating today compared to, or how long does it take us to consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors did over a year? What's your guess? A month? Okay, Candace, great, thanks. 7 days. Hey, Michael. 40 days. Okay, well, the answer is 2 weeks, you guys. 2 short weeks. It used to take 365 days for our ancestors to consume the amount of sugar that we consume in 2 weeks. And we wonder why obesity and diabetes is a thing for this country. Okay, so let's look at this slide. 6.8%, big blue numbers. What that means is this is a cardiometabolic health marker, basically. What this study found was that only 6.8% of the population have optimal cardiometabolic health. That means that 93% of Americans do not have optimal cardiometabolic health. So what do we do about that? doTERRA has a system called MetaPower that is, in my opinion, amazing. This system has knocked it out of the park. The MetaPower system was specifically designed to tackle poor cardiometabolic health, because we know that 93% of us are struggling. This is the macronutrient to go with our micronutrient line, which was LLV. So MetaPower line does 3 things for us. It addresses cellular repair, because cellular repair leads to aging. It addresses blood sugar levels and helps to regulate, and it also supports inhibiting of fat absorption into our cells. So let's talk about lifespan versus health span. We can't do anything about our chronological age or the number of years we've been on the planet, but we can do something about metabolic age. So how old our cells are from the inside of our body, how they're doing. The average American will spend the last 14 years of our life in a state of declining health and difficulty completing simple everyday tasks. But what if we could empower you and empower everybody to change that? The MetaPower system is the first and only system that synergistically supports a healthy metabolism, curbs cravings, sustains normal range glycemic and insulin response evenly throughout the day, and naturally promotes cellular energy. Those of us who have used this line have reported improvements across the board. We've seen improvements in eyesight, in energy, in pain, in neuropathy, in our sleep, in our skin, in our hair, in our mood, in our mobility, how fluid our joints are, and in overall strength. So let's look at this slide. I love this slide because it's just a real quick capture of it. But if you look at the young woman in the upper left-hand side of your screen, she has been using MetaPower in this picture for 4 months. She's had amazing results. You can see it just in the picture, but she's had specific improvements in her hair, her eyes, and her overall face. You can just absolutely see the difference. The gentleman on the bottom left-hand side of your screen has improved skin elasticity, and you can also see that he has darker hair growth. When he got his blood work taken 3 weeks after being on MetaPower consistently, it showed a 40% decrease in his cholesterol, a 25-point decrease in his LDLs, and a 57-point decrease in his triglycerides. So then on the right-hand side of your screen, you see this woman who had red spots on her arms. Anytime she bumped herself, these marks would appear. Doctors biopsied them, and they looked at him and they just said, you know what? It just happens when you get older, nothing to worry about. She started using MetaPower, And after just 3 months, the spots were totally gone. And she also saw changes too. She saw weight loss changes. She lost 60 pounds. She knows that her hair, she says her hair feels thicker. Her nails are growing like crazy, and she's lowered her A1C. So here's the whole this MetaPower system has a product here called Advantage. This is our collagen product. This is my favorite product, hands down. I want to highlight this one because this is different than anything else on the marketplace. There's 9 types of collagen in here, and over 70% of those are tripeptides. So our body absorbs that 12 times more than other collagen. A peptide is simply a large protein chain, basically, and it's too large for our body to break it down and use it to its full benefit. So when it's broken into smaller pieces, hence the word tripeptides, so it's broken into 3s, then our body can absolutely absorb those much more effectively and utilize them overall. Advantage comes in really small packets that it's freeze-dried collagen, and you just take that and you mix it in 4 to 6 ounces of cold water and you down it every day. Best to take on an empty stomach. What it does for us. Collagen, this MetaPower Advantage collagen promotes healthy biological aging and improves that health span by helping us at the cellular level. This is that metabolic age that we're talking about. It activates our longevity genes. It improves cognitive function, helps our brain just work better. It supports lean muscle mass and our connective tissues, and it improves our skin density, elasticity, and firmness. And that's just a short list of things that it does. We have a really deep dive class that's recorded on lifelong vitality and MetaPower lines. So if you love science and you love knowing how products like these work and why they work, ask whoever invited you to this here tonight, and they can send you those recordings or send you the links to those recordings. So I'm going to give you a MetaPower testimonial here, mine, and then I'm going to ask Julie to jump in and share her MetaPower testimonial as well. So I have an autoimmune disease that I was diagnosed with way back in 1998. I've also been, most of my life, a competitive athlete, and my job has been really physical. So I have a lot of inflammation, excess inflammation in my body. And so I'm always looking for ways to lessen that inflammation. I have been biohacking my health for years, and I've been taking collagen for years. So I was super excited when this product came out, because I knew that doTERRA was going to knock it out of the park with it when they said they had tripeptides in there. So I started taking this when it was introduced at convention a little over a year and a half ago now, and I've never missed a day with it. And I will tell you, for me, I've noticed a lot of other things as well, but for me, with the inflammation that I have in my body, the chronic inflammation, it's improved it exponentially. I'm not saying it's completely gone, but I can do a lot more things now that I could do a year and a half ago because the inflammation is out of my body, and I credit it all to MetaPower Advantage. So that's my little spiel about Advantage, and that's why I love it so much. So Julie, could you jump in? Again, I know this is impromptu. I'm doing it to you just like I did Candace, but will you jump in and would you tell your stories about your customers who have used the MetaPower Advantage?
Absolutely. I've got 2 real quick stories. One is from a gal that I graduated from high school with 40 years ago. Crazy to believe that. I don't know how time went that quickly. But she had been to her doctor and had been told that she has that typical bone aging challenge that many women are diagnosed with. And at the time, Advantage was a new product in our lineup from doTERRA. And so I encouraged her to try it. She started using it every single day along with running. And I'm not sure the time span from when she began using her Advantage and when she had more testing done at her physician, but her doctor was amazed because all that had been reported on a prior scan was shown to be negative. Her bones were completely healthy. And so she attributes all of that to Advantage and also to running. You know, that weight bearing activity is good for building that bone density. And then my second story is about a gal in her 70s. She babysits her grandson, running up and down the stairs, carrying him up and down the stairs. She was experiencing a lot of pain and discomfort in her lower back. Went to her chiropractor. Her chiropractor used Deep Blue Stick. We might hear a little bit about that down the road tonight, but Deep Blue Stick, it has copaiba in it, and she found relief from that. But she had a doTERRA account, so she reached out to me to ask what I would recommend. And I didn't know what her price point was, so I gave her 3 or 4 or 5 options that I would have chosen if I was on the same path that she was. And she chose to bring Advantage home. Within 10 days, she was texting me saying, I cannot get over how much better I feel. And just another part to this story, I have not seen her nor her husband in several months. They got started with doTERRA because her husband had severe allergies, so much so that he couldn't even mow his whole lawn without having to come into his house to take a break and blow his nose. Well, I work in a church, and he happened to come by our church probably 2 months ago. And the first words out of his mouth was, thank you for introducing me to doTERRA. I cannot believe the support that this has brought to me and to my wife. So our oils, and then our LLB and our MetaPower line is just absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate you. And sorry I put you on the spot, but thanks for jumping in. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over now to my friend Diane, and Diane's going to take us on another little journey around oils. So Diane, it's all you.
Thanks, Jules. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Diane Mattern, and my doTERRA journey started in about 2015, I believe. So I've been around for a little while, and our supplements are amazing, but so are the oils. So let's talk a little bit about that. So there was a study done by Rosamond University Health Sciences, and this is an independent study. And doTERRA oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation. They were found to have a positive effect on metabolic health. There's that word again. And help with healthy inflammatory responses. All the things that we need every day. So essential oils from different competitors have minimal effects. They concluded that the therapeutic potential of essential oils is highly dependent on the complete composition of the oil. So they looked at it, and doTERRA's, through their sourcing, our processing, and our characterization, those are critical. You'll find 2 different articles about this study and the work that was done on our essential oils. And so if you would like a copy of that, again, put it in the chat, let whoever invited you know, and they will get that information to you. For those of you that want to dive deep into those studies. All right, so now let's talk about why doTERRA is different. When an oil is truly pure, they do not include fillers. There's no synthetic ingredients, and there's no dilution. Independent lab tests show that the majority of brands available to consumers, anything you're going to buy over the counter or from another company, aren't pure. doTERRA sources their oils from plants that are grown in their ideal environments. This makes all the difference for the chemical profile and the therapeutic effectiveness of those oils. Every single batch of doTERRA oil is tested for ideal chemistry and consistency so that our oils do what we expect them to do. There are over 54 tests done on each batch of doTERRA oils, from the farmer, from the source to the consumer. Our doTERRA oils can be used topically, aromatically, and generally internally. People turn to doTERRA. Why? Because they want safe, they want affordable, and they want effective solutions for their family's health. So let's look at what that means exactly. The next slide might be a little disturbing, especially the one on the right, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But many people are looking for safe and effective solutions that don't have dangerous side effects or the risk of addiction. We just mentioned independent lab tests. They show that 80 to 90% of oils on the market have contaminants and synthetic markers. We suggest never ingesting a different brand of essential oils. doTERRA recognizes that the essential oil industry didn't have a standard for purity that ensured that safety. So several years ago, many years ago, they created a new standard, CPTG, which means Certified Pure Tested Grade, to raise the bar throughout the essential oil industry. This standard is beyond organic. It includes significant testing that is not cheap. And doTERRA will invest to ensure that you have the most effective, safest products because that's what's best for you and your family. Many doTERRA oils are safe to ingest. If it can be ingested, it will have a food grade label on the bottle. So check that out next time you look at your bottle, and that way you're familiar with that. Okay, so let's talk about the slide on the right, the girl with the burns on her chest. This story is just kind of disturbing to me. These two sisters were spending the night at their grandma's house, and they were used to using essential oils. They were used to putting lavender on their chest before bed to help them relax and go to sleep. And grandma was out of doTERRA's lavender, so she used a backup from another company. It was sitting in her medicine cabinet, and she had picked it up at a health food store, and she thought, oh, it's just lavender, so it should work. The girls ended up with chemical burns with scars almost a year later. Now, I'm not saying that this will be your reaction with another essential oil, but it is important that you understand the risks. doTERRA essential oils are safe to use on any age, from newborn to great grandma. So brand matters for safety. Let's talk about affordability and effectiveness. Believe it or not, affordability is one reason people actually turn to doTERRA. Oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than their herbs. This means that a little goes a very, very long way. And I'm going to show you an illustration of that. So using the chat feature, I want you to make a guess. In a recent test of Costco peppermint, it showed that it was not 100% peppermint oil. How much peppermint is in the Costco peppermint oil bottle? We have 6%, 35, 6, 8, 10. Okay. So just 10%. When you use doTERRA certified pure therapeutic grade oil, you're getting 100% of the oil, making it much cheaper than the other options that may be diluted. And here's some fun facts about affordability. Each 15 ml bottle has 250 drops of essential oil in it. And every time you need a dose, you need 1 to 2 drops. Those of you that do that quick math in your head, figure that out. If not, it's right here. On average, it's about $1 or less for a treatment. Here's an essential oil tip for you. When you're treating any kind of infection, disease, or ailment, it's always best to use less more frequently throughout the day. We always say less more often. Using 8 drops of an oil on a wound at one time will not be more effective than using 1 drop every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day. It's because your body metabolizes those oils really quickly. So use less more frequently. All right, so let's talk a little bit about effectiveness. This is one of my favorite microbiology lessons. We're going to look at that image on the right. So for our scientists in this workshop, we do know that this is a very simplified lesson. So here we go. Our body's made up of cells, and each cell is surrounded by this oily membrane intended to protect it. It keeps the good in and the bad out. When you have a bacterial infection, see that little green blob? You can get an antibiotic to help you because the bacteria grows on the outside of the cell. Viruses, however, are very different, and they proliferate on the inside of the cell. Essential oils are unique in that, unlike most modern medicine, they can penetrate the cell membrane and help stop the duplication of a virus and support your immune system to heal faster. So when you have essential oils on hand, you can begin to support the healing of your body immediately instead of paying a copay and waiting to see a doctor. All right, so thank you. I'd like to now introduce Bobby. She's going to take us on to immune support.
Turn on your mic, Bobby.
Okay, so I said I have a loud voice, so I turned my volume down to 80. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. So I am Bobby from Nevada, Missouri, sister to Julie Staub and the well-known Grace Bexter, none other than Vicki Wood in Sioux Falls. And I am going to talk to you about immune support. And there are lots of different things for this thing, immunity. Oregano, tea tree, on guard, and frankincense. And I tell you what, I'm going to talk about tea tree just because somebody came in for it today. Actually, somebody came in. I have a store in Nevada, Missouri, and so people come in all the time. But she was talking about an ear issue and a throat issue. And I said, so are you getting your tea tree out, your melaleuca out? Well, no, what's that for? All you have to do is put a drop around your ear, down your jawline, gargle a little bit with the tea tree, which is also the same as melaleuca, and on guard. And it is going to take care of everything. So there's many oils to support the immune system, as you can see, frankincense, on guard, tea tree, and oregano. We've got this handy dandy keychain that holds 8 to 10 different oils, depending on which keychain you get. So cool to carry it around with you. And so the tea tree, again, one of the basics should be in your keychain. Stick it on a cold sore, a canker sore. It's great for all skin issues, wounds, cuts, as I mentioned, ear issues, and would you believe it, smelly armpits. I don't use deodorant, I use essential oils. So if you have all of these in your drawers or cupboards or backpack or glove box, you're ready to boost your immunity. Let's go to the medicine cabinet basics. Lavender, lemon, peppermint, digestin, breathe. I'm going to use digestin because, again, someone came into my store this morning. She was super tired, super bloated, was working on her day off because it paid her a bonus. And I said, you know, you need to think about the safety of the people that you are working with, but let's get you some digestin. I put some in a bottle. I put some in a cup of warm water. And I said, please drink this. And she goes, ooh. And I said, guzzle it. Just drink it every hour, 2 or 3 drops. So I send her out the door. She is a doTERRA member. She does have doTERRA essential oils in her life, evidently not digestin. So digestin is one of the basic 10, and it should be in your medicine cabinet. Let me go down. Digestin, useful for acid reflux, bloating, gas, indigestion, and diarrhea. Can be used for nausea, settles your stomach, can also be used for food poisoning. One quick tip on digestin, you can put a drop on the bridge of your nose with anything like sinusitis or colds of any issues. Use digestin on the nose. Pain and inflammation. Oh my gosh, deep blue, deep blue, deep blue copaiba. So I just have to give another testimony. So I've got a gal that just quit cleaning houses to go take a full-time job. She works out in my gym. She was complaining to me about losing sleep. And I said, sit down, let's put some, because of leg cramps. So we layered deep blue peppermint copaiba on her legs. I sent copaiba oil home with her, and I said, breathe it, put a drop in a cup of tea, rub it on your feet, put it in your diffuser. She borrowed my bottle over the weekend and proceeded to tell me that she was not able to inhale it because she does have COPD from a lot of smoking in her earlier years, but it totally got rid of leg cramps and helped her sleep through the night. So simply using it aromatically, topically, or internally, what works best for you. Copaiba is one for pain and inflammation. It's very anti-inflammatory. Layered with another oil like we did, increase the effectiveness. When you really need to boost pain relief, go with your copaiba in deep blue. If you suffer from an emotional strain such as anxiety or depression, it's great for calming and soothing. Just so you know, copaiba does come in a soft gel also, which is featured on the screen in front of you. It supports all major body functions, including your heart, nerves, respiratory, immune, and skin. And it can be helpful for ADD and ADHD. And if you don't know, it's a CBD replacement. It's a little bit cleaner, less expensive, and more powerful. Moods and emotions. Let's see, which one do I pick out of my keychain on this one? Probably serenity, because I've been sleeping like a baby. I have been using serenity in my diffuser, putting it on my feet. It will help turn the brain off in the middle of the night. It's also great for anxiety and stress. So if you are a person that works in an environment with a lot of nosy people or annoying people, it might help you taking a Serenity soft gel when you're going to work. Adaptive is also good, and balance is good. We've learned some powerful things about pure essential oils just now, and this is truly the tip of the iceberg when it comes to supporting your physical and emotional health. I am turning this over now, I believe, to Candace Wines.
It's actually me.
Or it's Sarah Collins. Sarah, the redhead. Yes, you matched the heart. I won't forget that next week, Sarah.
Hi guys, so it's Sarah again. So I just want to touch on this because I was that mom, okay? We tried everything for our son's colic. He was 7.5 months old, absolutely miserable. We got given a sample of Digestin, and we put it on his feet and put it on his belly, and that was the first night he slept in 7.5 months, you guys. He actually used doTERRA before I did. So he started doTERRA in 2016. I started in 2017. We couldn't believe the results. Not only were they safe, but they were effective for the entire family. So let's fast forward to where I experienced a life-threatening disease. I'm living proof, you guys, that you can take these oils for anything. I started taking frankincense internally underneath my tongue multiple times a day. And I have been told numerous times by doctors, I am a living miracle. Living miracle. And that's where we dove into the business. So I never imagined myself actually building a doTERRA business. I'll be completely honest. That makes such an impact for good. I have been able to make a difference and can change people's lives in a significant way. Health, emotions, and financially. Time flexibility. I get to work when it's convenient for me and my family. I have 2 little boys. Making new friends from around the globe, people I likely would have never met. We live in the country, so I can promise you I would have never met half of you guys. doTERRA has changed my life. If any of this has sparked something in you, I want you to talk with your wellness advocate, and they will get you more details to our financial wellness workshop call. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite things. So this little keychain, it's so freaking cute. So a keychain like this has been one of the most valuable items to have on the go for us. So if you want this free, do you want this free? We host a workshop every week that you can attend at any time. However, if you've thought of your own friends or family who might enjoy a workshop geared specifically to them, you will get this gift when you're the host. So when you schedule your wellness workshop, you will receive this keychain or something similar to like Bobby said. So this is the only way you can get one for free. You can invite your friends that live outside your community or even a different country. So how cool is that? This ideal workshop size is 5 people. Totally doable, right, guys? You will get 5 oils for hosting. For every guest you have there, up to 5. Your wellness advocate or myself, if I'm that person, will add another free oil to your keychain as a gift. Let your wellness advocate, whoever invited you, know if you want one, because it brings us joy to help people discover doTERRA. All right, so it's almost time for our giveaway. I get super excited to give away. And to wrap up tonight's workshop, we are so glad you've been here tonight. We have a favor to ask though. In the chat, you'll find a link to a very quick survey. The link will be posted in the chat. It should say something about forms, or you can scan the QR code right here on the screen. Your answers will really help your wellness advocate to serve you well. So enabling them to target your health needs, offering solutions that can realistically help you reach your goals. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to fill that out. I need that music. I'll give you a couple seconds.
And can I say, if you've not ever filled out the form, please do, because there are many of our wellness advocates that we may not know what their health concerns are, and that enables us to see that and help you find some answers.
Yeah, so like I was going to say, so as you're completing the survey, I want you to put done in the chat. So we don't want anyone to miss out before we move on to the giveaway. Oh, Missy's not seeing the form.
Sarah, did you guys lose my slides? Are you still seeing them?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so Missy's got it. So let me know when you guys put done. Give you guys a couple more seconds. Nice, Jules got it done. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so thank you for helping your wellness advocates be able to do their job well and for taking a step toward wellness. We love to support people in this journey. It's just our thing. So it's giveaway time. Whoop, whoop. So Bobby has been entering all of you into our drawing wheel, and it's time for her to spin the wheel. Bobby, take it away.
Okay, so I am shuffling the wheel. I've got many names in there and I didn't even count. I think there's like maybe 14 people. And so I am going to spin, and the winner is Brenda. Is Brenda online with us? Seems like she popped in and out. Okay, does anybody know? Brenda's not there, so I am going to do it again. And yeah, I could da 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 da. The winner is Elise Tittle. Congratulations. And Elise is on with us from Bolivar, Missouri. And we will get the gift out to you, Elise. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so yay, Elise. So watch your email inbox for 2 wonderful ebook resources from us. So one ebook on MetaPower and the other on Lifelong Vitality. These ebooks are filled with the ins and outs of both products. As we learned tonight, healing from the inside out is what a body can do when we give it the right tools. So we're excited for you to have them both. Whoop, whoop. Okay, guys, so I just want to say thank you so much for joining, because this brings us so much joy, as you guys can see. It just like takes me to a whole new level. We are so grateful you came. We have continuing education on Tuesdays, so tomorrow night, same place, same time. Wednesday, A to Z, same place, same time. And we are so grateful you're here. Thank you guys so much, and we will conclude this recording.